What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I will be talking to you about the latest episodes of Grey's Anatomy. I finally had the chance to sit down and catch up. Binge watching Blue Bloods set me back on on this season's television schedule, if I can say it like that. Set me back on a lot of things, but I'm finally catching up on a lot. I put up a video Saturday talking about some of the shows that I had watched last week, but I want to dive in depth about this season start of Grey's Anatomy. First of all, I've been a huge fan of Grey's. I binge watched the entire first few seasons that were on Netflix during the pandemic, got locked in on that, jumped over to Station 19, even watched Private Practice, both of which shows are now I think Private Practice just got canceled, but Station 19 ended its series run about 2 years ago now. In 2022, I believe, about 2 years ago, 2022 or 2023, around there. That's neither here nor there, guys. I'm enjoying this season thus far to an extent. We knew we were starting off the season with the big disaster of blowing up the hospital, something happening to Grey Sloan for the 1000th time. But before we jump into that, if you are new here, please like, share, and subscribe. I can't stress that enough. Like this video, share it around, get it in that algorithm, and feel free to become a subscriber or a channel member today. So yeah, do all of that. But yes, we knew we were diving right in to the big explosion of it all. The patient's mom that Amelia had basically operated on, and then she somehow got locked in her own mind, and she's getting taken to a long care facility. The mom wanted help. The mom wanted her help, and she threatened to blow up the hospital. What she did not know is that her threats were very much real, because those containers were always filled with gas, as the husband said, and then boom, hospital blew up. So that's how we start off this season. We started to see, first of all, is Ellen Pompeo back full time? I know Meredith said she was moving back to Seattle for that just short period of time, but is she back full time this season? Like, that's what I need to know, because if Meredith Grey is back on Grey's Anatomy full time, I'm all here for it. I think it's been about four episodes, and she's been in every single one, and she's three episodes, and I think this week she's on this episode again because she's having some beef with Jackson, who is back this week. So I mean, you got to see, but we see that a couple of our doctors are injured. Even a new intern coming in, who snuck up to that floor to take a selfie because she was just so excited. She's injured. I don't know how they don't know who Meredith Grey is, or well, they know who she is, but they don't know who she looks like. But she did not recognize her, and then in return got embarrassed because on your first day you snuck in, you got hurt. But I mean, Meredith, hey, crazier things have happened, and Meredith does realize that. Now, we do see Warren freaking out, trying to find his wife, rightfully so. I love the urgency in his acting, in his performance, in trying to find her. I found it hilarious how none of the firefighters, I don't even think they're from Station 19. That's one thing I do not like. I wish, because at the end of Station 19, they did a huge time jump. But we do know at this present day, we do know that some of the firefighters are still at Station 19, and some of them should recognize Warren. I wish that they would have kept some of that connective tissue. We just see all these random firefighters, and they're just calling them Seattle FD at this point, like it's just one huge fire station. But we know there are several fire companies, there are several firehouses in this universe, and it bothers me that we can't see that, because we had a connected show, and when Station 19 was on, that was the firehouse that always showed up for Grey Sloan and all that good stuff. So that connective tissue being gone, that kind of sucks. But I mean, hey, it is what it is when your show is off the air. But we see him frantically trying to run and find her, and you can see that he wants to jump into action, but he can't. But he eventually does find her. But you know who they also do find? They find Link with some, but basically he has a puncture wound from some debris that fell on him. It punctured him. He's bleeding out. He's in pain. The patient that he was operating on, it's just crazy. It's crazy. The patient that he was operating on came in there for a routine knee surgery and ended up dying because of an explosion. The things that can happen to you in Grey Sloan are just crazy. His scrub nurse, dead. You know who else died? Sadly, Monica Beltran, and the fact that Millen had to deal with that is crazy. Like, she seemed like she was okay, but she was pinned under that. I did not expect them to kill off Dr. Beltran. I honestly, they kept this secret great, because in all the promotion you were not seeing Link, so everybody, and myself included, was thinking that Link was the one who was going to die. I mean, I like Link. I'm glad that he did not die, but I thought that Link was going to be the one to die. That's just me though. That's just me though. But we are reintroduced to Trevor Jackson's new character, Wes, who, well, he still wants to figure out what's going on with Simone. Did not know that Simone was going to end up being his boss. Slept with his boss, and it's crazy that, like, everybody does this in Grace Sloan, and that is referenced by a character in that moment. Like, everybody does this at Grace Sloan, so can't nobody judge. But Lucas does find out. She tells him the truth. And I'm glad that she does that. She does tell him the truth, because he indeed wants to get back with her. He tells her that he loves her, and then she just comes out with it, telling the truth by somebody else. He freaks out, walks away. But this attitude that he has is messing up opportunities. We do see Warren become chief, and he clashes with Warren when trying to save the guy who was impaled on that forklift. Warren jumping into action and actually doing, because we all know Warren is the wild card. He's operating on people in the hallway. He'll just run off and do anything on a whim. Miranda has to really love this man, because he don't stick to nothing. He doesn't follow rules. But in this instance, it works out. And honestly, Teddy gave him his props, because they're alike. And she said ever since she's become a suit, she's become more reserved and more scared to take risks. But she applauds Warren for wanting to take risks when it's needed, when it's warranted, if I can say it that way. So I mean, that was also good to see. And he jumped in action. He saved the day. Because at the end of the day, like he always says, I was a surgeon. And it's funny, because all these episodes where he's like, I was a firefighter, yada yada yada. Like, he trying to go on into this long dribble of stuff, and like everybody has to snap him back, like, we don't have time for this. So I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed his interactions with Lucas. He told Lucas, like, your attitude has been bad, the way you're snapping off on people. And we also see that happen with Miranda as well, and he has to realize, like, this is going to jeopardize me. So we do see him and Wes come to some common ground. He offers Wes some advice as well. Also, Wes turns out to be a pretty good doctor at the end of the day, because he was on Quan's service. Quan was nowhere to be found, and he fixed an issue, so he got to scrub in on a surgery. So that was good to see as well. Speaking of Quan, he gets into it with the new plastics surgeon because of his misogynistic attitude. We all know how Quan can be. Harry Shum come on, man. Harry Shum is an amazing actor. He's portraying this arrogant, pompous jerk version of Quan very, very well. So I mean, that's what we pick up with all of our interns. We do see Jules going through with the whole death of Monica Beltran, because she was in there the entire time, not knowing that Monica was actively dying. We just thought she was pinned under there, but I mean, when she got slammed, she might have been bleeding internally. She did talk her through that surgery, though, so I can appreciate that they had those last minutes, because she really did want to be on Monica's service. We saw that a lot last season. And Dougal and Millen, they have this will they won't they thing going. I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but I mean, whatever, right? And then when you get to Amelia's really going through it, because she feels responsible for all the deaths, especially if Link would have died and she caused the death of her son's father. She wouldn't know how to live with herself. She would not know how to live with herself. Link is going through the whole recovery process, and he kind of snapped on Joe, but he takes up for it. Owen lets him take that anger and frustration out on him, just so he can get it out, because honestly, he needs to get it out. He needs to get it out. Like, I can respect that. He really needs to get all that anger out, and we see that, well, he does. I can respect that. I can respect it. He got it out. Also, an adventure with Teddy and Joe going to get Joe a new car, and Teddy ends up getting a new car as well, and finally ends up kissing Kaz. I think that at this point in time, the marriage between Owen and Teddy is null and void. Owen's not even living at home, so yeah, I think that it's over. And I'm tired of this will they won't they with Teddy and Owen. I didn't like them when they first got together. When they got married, I was like, cool, maybe they'll make it work. They've been through disasters together, but then they randomly wanted a open marriage. Owen went through with it, and Teddy couldn't handle it. I guess I don't know, because she really loved Owen. I can understand that, but why even suggest it? You should have known that before you did it. Stop being weird. I don't know. But guys, are you enjoying this season of Grey's Anatomy so far? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know if you want me to keep, I can tell by the likes. If you guys like and blow this video up, I'll keep covering it this season. This is what I want to do. This is what I love doing, talking about TV and films more than just superhero stuff. Yes, superhero stuff is my passion, but I want to talk about more than just that. So let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time.